All right, welcome into the Alamo Dome here in San Antonio, Texas. It's great to be back here in the Alamo City for the second time in less than a year. Another exciting night of boxing, and we started off Showtime Championship Boxing in the heavyweight division. An impressive outing by the undefeated Cuban in Livanet Perdo, getting a stoppage win over Victor Faust in a matchup between two unbeaten heavyweights. And tonight's event presented by Premier Boxing Champions, promoted by TGB Promotions. And obviously, not only does Livanet Perdo have a lot of talent, but he also has the proper mindset. And part of his proper mindset and his game plan, you have to attribute the 2022 Trainer of the Year, according to Sports Illustrated, Mr. Bob Santos, leading his man into victory. But give a round of applause for this victory and the finish. Livanet Perdo remains undefeated, 9-0. We have Martin Batzer as our trainer. And Livanet, if you want to give opening thoughts on your victory. Palabras con tu victoria.
Buenas noches, primero que nada, a todos los que me acompañan, mi familia, mi equipo, mi team, todo el mundo que está aquí, por estar apoyándome en esta pelea. Sabíamos que es una pelea bien difícil cuando agarramos, pero bueno, de eso se trata la vida, de seguir creciendo, escalando escalones altos para llegar a donde queremos llegar. Todo ha sido una bendición, llegar a trabajar con Bob, con Rich, entrenador también, y todo el equipo que tenemos de trabajo. Y creo que nada, nos preparamos para esta pelea y hoy salió el resultado.
Thank you to everyone that's here and that witnessed my win tonight. It's all about growth. It's all about climbing and raising up to new challenges. That's what I did. And I'm so thankful to have Bob in my corner and my whole team behind me. So it's really about having to grow, having to face new challenges, and I'm ready for whatever comes my way next.
What else did he say? Did he mention any names, Martin, that I heard?
No, like he mentioned Bob as the trainer, and then he mentioned Reese, right? Yeah.
Perfect.
Pound for pound, baby.
Well, this is one of those fights where the rubber meets the road between two unbeaten heavyweights on the rise, and Perdo certainly separated himself from Victor Faust and also separated him from his body pretty much with that vicious shot that ended the fight. Before we get to Livanet, but Bob, tell us about the game plan that you had. It seemed like the fight was slipping away. You guys didn't panic whatsoever, but what was your mindset as you got into 6, 7, and 8 when it came to your undefeated heavyweight?
First off, I want to thank Jesus Christ. I want to thank my wife, Diana Santos. I want to thank Richard Barrios for all the hard work he does. I want to thank Jesse, and I want to give a shout out to Perot's girlfriend here, Manu. It's her birthday, so he had to win. If he didn't win that fight, he'd been in big trouble tonight. So, but that being said, we didn't panic because we have the utmost confidence in our team and, more importantly, in him. We have the utmost confidence in him, and we've seen it every day in the gym with the hard work and the sparring with Tony Yoka. And one thing about this man here, he never gives up. He got the heart of a lion. So we never panicked, and we stuck with the game plan. We didn't divert from the game plan. We never got nervous in the corner, thank the good Lord, and obviously we were able to come out victorious.
All right, questions from the media. We love the media here in San Antonio, Carolina Teague as well, and various reporters. Raise your hand and ask a question to the unbeaten Livanet Perdo.
210 Boxing TV. Lanier, you were really hurt in bad conditions in that fourth round. Have you ever been hurt like that before in your career? And what was going through your mind to try to, recoup and get back? And when the stoppage actually happened, did you feel like you broke his nose, or what happened in that sequence?
Bueno, Lanier, dos preguntas. La primera sería que te tocaron un poquito en el cuarto round. ¿Cómo te sentiste en ese momento y cómo hiciste para recuperarte y salir adelante tras ese round? Y en el octavo, le rompiste el tabique nasal, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo fue el knockout y la manera en que lo detuviste?
Bueno, estaba trabajando mediante el desarrollo de la pelea. En el cuarto round cometí un error de lanzarme y recibí un golpe. O sea, mis piernas no estaban ahí, pero mi corazón estaba ahí. Toda la preparación que he hecho, todas las montañas, todo el trabajo en el gimnasio, ¿verdad? Sobre todo fue más concentración que fue lo que me sostuvo para seguir guerreando en la pelea. Y nada, vi la oportunidad que ya estaba aflojando en los últimos rounds y empecé a trabajar al tronco como era un plan táctico que estábamos haciendo y salió perfectamente.
Well, as far as the fourth round goes, I made a mistake. I admit it, where I became way too aggressive and I paid the price for it. But I never let my guard down after that. I never gave up. I kept going. That's what I've been working on too. Just persevering and just plowing forward regardless of the adversity. In the 8th round, I saw my opportunity. I had been focused on working on the body. That's exactly what I did. And when I had my chance, I took plenty advantage of it. And you saw the hit, you saw the knockout. Go ahead. Next question.
Great job tonight. Did you have an issue with the jab that Faust was throwing early on, and it kind of forced you to focus to the bodies? You landed over half of your punches were body shots, and especially that right hand, it looked like you were working for it, like first, second round, like consistently.
So what's the question?
Just like, were you looking for that right hand to the body early and often?
¿Estabas buscando el derechazo de tu rival desde el principio, como que sabías que esa iba a ser el arma principal de Faust?
Sí, o sea, es un boxeador que tiene nivel, pero que trabaja mucho el 1 y 2. Entonces quería aprovechar cada reto que le pudiera aprovechar. Y, o sea, tuvo varias oportunidades, pero no lo pude concretar. Así que opté mejor por trabajar al cuerpo.
Faust is a quality fighter, someone that has his weapons, but I focused on what I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do was work on his body relentlessly, and it paid off for me.
We got one more, and then we'll end it.
Yeah. Carolina Teague with Sports as told by Girl.com, League of Her Own podcast. Congratulations on the win. What's next?
Aquí te preguntan qué es lo que viene en el futuro de Livanet Perdo ahora que ganaste y tenés todo frente a vos.
Bueno, primero que nada, gracias por las felicitaciones. Y creo que cada victoria abre una puerta más para pelear con boxeadores grandes. Creo que ya esta pelear en PBC, en la televisión por primera vez. Bueno, he peleado en PBC, pero bueno, primera vez en la televisión y cerrando como cerré, he demostrado que tengo calidad para pelear con los primeros oponentes de los pesos pesados. Pero no queremos escalar escalones tan grandes todavía porque todo es paso a paso. No tenemos apuro. Pero tampoco queremos desaprovechar oportunidades. El que levante la mano le vamos a responder también.
Every win opens new doors for me, and this was my first TV fight on PBC on Showtime. I was really excited about that, and I was glad that I was able to pounce on the opportunity and make the most of it. Having said that, I don't want to rush. Whoever wants to raise his hand and become my opponent, I'll welcome him, but I'll take it step by step with patience and continuing to work on my craft.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to Livanet Perdo, victorious and remaining undefeated here tonight at the Alamo Dome. An 8th round stoppage over Victor Faust. Also, happy birthday to your girlfriend. I'm sure she's delighted with the win. A nice birthday present for your girlfriend. Livanet Perdo also is trainer, the esteemed Bob Santos. Ladies and gentlemen, we are awaiting our co-main event. All right, now we want to bring up San Antonio Zone. You know, San Antonio loves their fighters, especially their homegrown fighters. I remember being a kid watching the likes of Jesse James Leha, and I've watched this young man grow from really blossoming so much in the sport of boxing. He fulfilled the lifelong dream, became a world champion, had a couple setbacks and losses at the hands of Gervonta Davis and Keith Thurman, but he comes back here to San Antonio taking on a very formidable opponent, and he goes out there and wipes him out in the 8th round. Please welcome back San Antonio Zone, victorious yet again in 8th round stoppage over Giovanni Santiago, Mario Barrios, ladies and gentlemen. Mario, how are you feeling? I mean, obviously some home cooking here. I feel like you really responded well to the energy. I'm sure this was an emotional night for you. As you're a couple hours removed, how are you feeling after your stoppage win over Giovanni Santiago?
I feel good. I came here. We handle business, as planned, and I was just excited, to be back in front of my city, to be back in the ring, and just to get another win under my belt.
The man to your right, your trainer Bob Santos. I feel like reunited, and it feels so good. I mean, you guys make such a wonderful pairing. But what was that like you have relocated your training camp to Las Vegas. You and Bob seem to be so in sync with one another, and you went out, and I don't feel like you lost a second of the fight here tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything we worked on out there in Vegas, I feel like we executed, really well. And, I'm excited, for what's to come. I know I definitely, with Bob's help, with Richard Barrios, with my sister in my corner, we're on the right track, to getting back to a world title.
All right, questions from the media here in San Antonio. Raise your hand and ask your question.
Gracias. Para TUDN México, Mario, en esta ocasión rompiste la racha de 2 derrotas. ¿Qué se siente, qué representa en los planes que tienes en esta división?
First things first, I've always wanted, the WBC belt. That's been, a dream of mine. I feel like, like most fighters since they're kids, I've always been, very proud, of my heritage, proud to be Mexican, proud to be, native. And that green belt is what, ultimately I'm shooting for, the WBC belt. So, I'm going to do whatever I can, to keep handling business, take it fight by fight. And, we'll see, how quick we can get that going.
Alfredo Sanchez from KRGV. Mario, you know who I am. We've been, going back so long. Just tell me about having your sister in your corner. The fact that you're fighting here in San Antonio, but also having a family member helping you out there. How was it?
Man, it's really amazing. Me and my sister, we started this sport together. I was 6 years old. She was 8. And, throughout her professional career, I was in her corner. And now, having her continued influence, and her support, in my corner, it's awesome. I'm very thankful for her. I let her know, as much as I can. And like I said, I know, we're going to accomplish some big things together.
Hi, Mario. Congratulations on your win. Carolina Teague with sportsastoldbygirl.com, League of Her Own podcast. Speaking of Selena, we want to kind of keep going on that. Not only is she your sister in your corner, she's also a woman. And she's breaking barriers. It's rare to see women in corners. How do you guys feel about pioneering something like that?
Like I said, I'm very proud of her. I brag about her, any chance I'm able to. Proud of the woman she is, inside and outside of the ring. She's no longer fighting no more, but she's still involved in the sport. She's training local fighters, and like I said, now I have her in my corner, and it's a great feeling.
Do you think that this is the start of a new beginning of men being more inclusive of having women in their corners in boxing?
I think it should be. My sister, she's been boxing as long as I have. She has that firsthand experience, and that's one thing I tell people. She's not just a trainer. Like, she's been in there firsthand. Like, she knows what she's talking about. And that's one thing that she's able to continue to spread, and I'm very proud of her.
More questions for Mario Barrios all the way in the back.
Over here, Mario 210 Boxing TV. Before the fight with Tank, you had stopped 9 out of your 10 previous opponents, and tonight, you show that you're that guy that that you're a puncher. Did you show a new Mario Barrios at 147? And with the switch to to Vegas and the camp and everything, a new Mario Barrios, a more aggressive and more stronger, more powerful?
I don't think I showed a new Mario Barrios, but definitely improved. Like I said, everything we're working on out there in Vegas, with Bob, with Rich, like I said, with my sister's influence. Like I said, this is definitely a new chapter for me. And I'm just continuing. Or I'm gonna do my best, to continue, this success, in the welterweight division.
In the back. We'll get you a new mic.
There we go. It was
There we
off. Sorry. Adam Barrasso, KSAT 12. Just wondering, Did you expect it to go this long, and where did you see any obstacles where you were going through it through that whole fight?
You know, I never predicted knockout or a stoppage, but I knew, like I said, everything we were working on out there in Vegas. You know, we had a very aggressive game plan from the start, and you know, I mean, I was looking for a physical fight, and you know, I knew Santiago was gonna bring it. Like I said, I mean, he took a fight with me in my backyard, and that says a lot about him. You know, he's a hell of a warrior. He got my respect. But yeah, I could see, round by round, and I was just breaking him down more and more.
Got more questions for Mario Barrios before we let him go and enjoy the rest of his weekend after looking tremendous here at the Alamodome. Quickly, before we let you go, Mario, if you had your opportunity to sign on the dotted line a contract, and the name would be who? I mean, have you thought about that, or are you just looking at fighting the best or whoever they want in front of you?
I was just looking at fighting the best in my division. You know, I've never ducked a test. I've always, taken, the hardest fight, the hardest opportunity presented in front of me, and I'm looking, to still continue that in the welterweight division.
Do you feel like a young veteran? I don't think people realize that you're just 27 years of age.
I mean,
you have been. No,
I've been telling him in the locker room. He said, "Bob, don't call me that. No, you're making me feel old."
I'm not trying to make you feel old. It's just you've been fighting on TV. And I remember you fighting an eliminator at like 130 years ago. I'm talking when we were in New Jersey back in 2016. Yes, so you've been in the limelight for well over half a decade. Not to make you feel old, but I feel like you're a young veteran. Do you feel that way? You've been on pay-per-view several times. You had your back against the wall where you needed a knockdown in the 12th round. You got that against Akhmedov at whatever it's called now, Staples Center. It's what we call it in L.A., but I mean, do you feel like a young veteran now at this point of your career?
As much as I don't like to admit it, I do. It's been a crazy feeling. Like I said, even just being back at the gym, in Vegas, with all these, young, hungry fighters, the Barrios twins, the DJ Zamora, all these Cuban and Dominicans, and just like, man, like, then they're all young. They're 19, 20, and I'm 27. I mean, I've been in, a couple Showtime pay-per-views and headlining stuff, so it's a crazy feeling, but I'm very thankful for the journey, and there's still a lot of work for me to handle.
Great way to start the year here in 2023, right?
Absolutely.
Give it up for Mario Barrios, ladies and gentlemen. He's also got a special place in my heart. He's a Chicago Bears fan, so certainly got to give him extra pops for that as well. But congratulations, Mario. Enjoy the victory.
Al Azteca.
That's right. Bob Santos, his esteemed trainer. We will let them go and enjoy the rest of their evening here in San Antonio. Mario Barrios back in the win column, getting an impressive W here in San Antonio at the Alamodome. We got Nonito Donaire here in the house as well, the Filipino Flash. He was the oldest bantamweight champion in history. But we will continue with our press conference here at the Alamodome. We are awaiting Oshaki Foster, who looked tremendous tonight. We saw some very good performances. Obviously, Livanet Perdo went out and did what he did over Victor Faust in the 8th round. Mario Barrios, who fought a very tough and a veteran, a savvy Giovanni Santiago, he stopped him in the 8th round. Santiago was using, he was initiating the clinch, holding quite a bit. Barrios did not let him get out of his game plan, and Barrios executed it to the T, got the finish in the 8th round, turned on the gas, and put an end to the night of Giovanni Santiago. In our main event, what a performance from Oshaki Foster. 29 years of age, has been riding a 9-fight win streak, now 10 straight wins, as he hands Rey Vargas the first loss of his professional career, stopping Vargas in his quest to become a 3-division world champion. Also tonight, we saw Claudio Marrero, a former title holder. He was victorious tonight in a win as well. Also, the brother of Livanet Perdo victorious in undercard action that we saw here from the Alamodome in San Antonio. So We are starting off a busy year here for Premier Boxing Champions. Obviously had the momentum of Gervonta Davis's performance that we saw over a month ago in Washington, D.C. And, what a crowd that was. And now we follow it up with tonight's action here at the Alamo Dome. 2 weeks from tonight, we will be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, live on Showtime. 1 week after that, the first week of March, we will be in Ontario, California for Mark Magsayo and also Brandon Figueroa. That expects, and we look forward to fireworks in that one. And then March 25, if you don't have it marked on your calendars, make sure to lock it in now. We got the Bad Blood Showdown in the super middleweight division between Caleb Sweethands Plant and David Benavidez. And let me go ahead and just say Caleb Plant. No more Sweethands on that, he's dropped that nickname. But Caleb Plant, David Benavidez, if you haven't watched the press conference, make sure to check it out on the Showtime Sports YouTube page. Those two guys don't like each other. They haven't liked each other for quite some time. And they are going to get it on March 25 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, my favorite venue in the world for boxing. No better place on the planet than the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And we have David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. Also, Showtime is going to be debuting All Access for that, as you will get a behind-the-scenes look at what Caleb Plant and David Benavidez are doing to prepare themselves for battle on Saturday, March 25, live on Showtime Sports pay-per-view. Also, the undercard is absolutely sensational. You have to look at the likes of, we have Chris Colbert in action. That will be a very compelling matchup. Looking forward to seeing Chris Colbert back inside the ring. Also, Jesus Ramos, Joey Spencer, a matchup between two unbeaten youngsters at 154. Chris Colbert matching up against Jose Valenzuela. Both men looking to get back in the win column. That is a very interesting fight. Stylistically, Valenzuela, a power puncher, likes to be extremely aggressive, taking on Chris Colbert, who's crafty. He feels like people have written him off, and he certainly has a lot of talent about him. And now we want to bring here and the new WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World, a dominant performance over Rey Vargas. Typically, I said this on social media, we can be critical of judges. And you know what? It is deserved. But tonight, the judges got it right across the board. A shutout win, a unanimous decision victory for O'Shaquie Foster. He's won 10 straight, trained under the guidance of Bobby Benton. Bobby adding to his stable of world champions. Regis Prograis barely sat down right now. You're standing up throughout the entire fight, the super lightweight champion of the world. But please welcome the new super featherweight champion of the world, O'Shaquie Foster, ladies and gentlemen. The mic is yours, O'Shaquie. How are you feeling? You've won 10 straight, undefeated in 6.5 years. This hasn't been an easy road for you. Lo and behold, tonight, the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, you have your coronation. What's going through your mind, literally not even an hour removed from your victory?
Man, I just feel great, man. It hit me, but it ain't hit me yet. I think it's gonna hit me when I get to the crib, man. Man, it's just an unbelievable feeling to be champion of the world, man. I dreamed about this my whole life, and going through what I went through to be able to turn it around, man, it's just crazy, man.
What does your team mean to you? Bobby Ben has been there from the beginning with you. Aaron Novato as well. You have a great team behind you. They've always been telling me and telling the world, for everyone that would hear, this guy's special, despite the obstacles that you had to deal with over the course of your career. Now you finally have your moment.
Man, I love my team, man. Keith, Bobby, Aaron, Dwight, everybody that stuck by me, man. Forrest, everybody, they've been there from the beginning, and man, through the ups and downs, even through these 5 years, it ain't been perfect, but they've been there for me, man. It's just, great to have them around.
I'm going to turn it over to the media for questions. Raise your hand, wait for the mic to come to you, and then ask your question to the new WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Oshaki Foster.
Hey, Shock, Matt Young from the Houston Chronicle. You often change stances, you adapt as the fight. This time you stayed traditional. Were you just confident with the way things were going, or what was the thought behind that?
Yeah, I didn't want to switch too much this fight. I knew he was already confused coming in, so he felt like I was gonna fight a lot more southpaw. So I just wanted to stay orthodox and just stay sharp that way.
Congratulations tonight, Kyle Johnson from nyfights.com. Did you plan on feinting as much as you did in this fight, or was it kind of something that you noticed he was biting on a lot because he kept backing up every time you were feinting, and it just seemed like everything you did neutralized his offensive game plan tonight?
Yeah, most definitely. Feinting is a lot of part of my game. It's a big part of my game, but tonight I wanted to use it a lot because I seen through film that he kind of bites off. He kind of fights off his opponent's style. Once they punch, he try to react. So I definitely wanted to use that a lot in this fight, just to get him to react and pull his shots out.
This is Carolina Teague with SportsAsToldByAGirl.com. Congratulations on winning the belt and taking the title. Shock the world. That was what was written on your boxers. How does it feel to shock the world tonight?
Man, it feels great. I've been doubted. I've been counted out. Even through this fight, he was a 2-time champion coming up. So, I had a lot of people doubting me, and I've been having shock the world tatted on me for like 4 years now. So, I just knew that I could turn it around, and this was the perfect opportunity. Thank you.
Oshaki, Telemundo, San Antonio. We talked about this before. You said you're a person of few words, but you like to prove yourself out there, with those punches. Talk to me a little bit about the technique and how you completely proved that today.
Yeah, he was talking a lot before the fight, so I knew he was a little nervous. I don't really like to do too much talking. I like to get in there and make them quiet by the end of the night. And I felt like the crowd was real loud in the beginning, and by the end of the fight, I stole a lot of fans, like I said I would.
More questions for Oshaki Foster?
Number one, are you a little bit disappointed you didn't get the stoppage? And number two, how do you feel about your little town, Orange, Texas, being put on the boxing map right now?
I'm definitely not satisfied with my performance. I feel like I can do a lot more. But we definitely made history for my city. I'm the first world champion to come through, so it's gonna give inspiration to the youth and to the next generation coming up. Man, it's just great, to be able to bring that kind of atmosphere to the city.
I think it was before round 10, we could hear Bobby say, "Close the damn show." It seemed like Vargas was starting to come on there, and then in the 9th or 10th round, you kind of transformed it and kind of took over. How did you feel that late? Did you think the judges were on your side? Did you want to finish them off? I guess, what was your motivation to change that momentum?
We knew it was a wipeout, but we didn't want to leave it. We really didn't want to leave it in the judges' hands. We didn't want it to make it close. So they stayed on me, stayed pressing me to pick it up. That's why I ain't satisfied with my performance. I know I can do better, and I'm gonna show it in my next fights. But I definitely wanted to stop them and close the show like they was asking for.
Okay, I got one question. My question is, are you ready for everything that's to come? Because they wasn't saying your name for a long time. Now they ain't got no choice but to mention you. Everybody's gonna come for you. Are you ready to take that next step? Well, I know you're ready to take the next step. Are you mentally prepared for everything that's gonna come, all the glory? Your name is going down in the history books from now on, and so all you can do at this point is build to your legacy.
Man, we ready for anybody, man. I just talked to Schaefer. He talked to Al. They got big plans coming up, so. I'm ready. I'm ready to unify. I'm ready to, for the bigger names, the other belts. I'm ready to go and take them.
Well, Shockey, Fredo Sanchez from KRGV. First of all, congrats on the win, on the victory.
Thanks.
I would like just to ask, how does it feel to give a world champion, obviously in a different class, but give a world champion like Rey Vargas his first loss?
Oh, it's great. You know, like I say, so I should get my respect now. You know, he's a 2-time champion coming up. You know, I had a lot of people talking and going, you know, that he was gonna do this, he was gonna do that. Me and my team, we was confident that, you know, I could wipe him out, that I can, you know, box him. But definitely feel good to know, you know, to give him his first loss.
I'm back. Has it soaked in that you're a champion yet? I mean, it just happened. So I just want to ask, like, what does it feel like when they say you're a champion? How quickly does it soak in? Is it instant? Are you in shock still? How are you feeling?
It ain't soaked in too much. I'm still in shock for real. I think when I sit down and I really just, you know, let it, you know, soak in, then it's gonna hit me, you know. But I was ready for this moment, you know. I was ready for this moment, and I feel like it was destiny, you know. So I'm just taking it all in.
Got one more question, and then we'll let Oshaki Foster go and enjoy his evening as the new WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World. A unanimous decision win over Rey Vargas.
Oshaki Jose with DeportesUNT.net. Will you be interested in fighting Vaquero Navarrete after he faced Oscar Valdez possibly in the summertime? Will you be interested in that fight with Navarrete in the future?
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, most definitely. Navarrete, Garcia, the winner of Cardina, and I forget the other guy's name. But any one of them guys, you know, I feel like my style is unique to any one of us, and you know, I would love to unify, become undisputed at 130.
Shaki, before we get ready to let you go, what do you want to tell all the fans out there that have been supporting you, or new fans that you gained tonight? You were exposed to, you know, I'm sure some new people that are relatively new to you, and I'm sure you gained new fans all over the world, but what do you want to tell everybody?
Man, I want to say, you know, thanks to all my supporters that's been there from the beginning and that's now, you know, joining us. You know, we shocked the world, and we're gonna continue to, you know, grind and put on. You know, this is just the beginning, and you know, it ain't gonna stop here.
You're a world champion tonight. Tomorrow there's a little football game. I don't know if you know what's going on between the Eagles and the Chiefs. Who do you have in the game tomorrow?
Man, I would love to see the Hurts get them one. I would love to see the Eagles get them one.
All right, congratulations to the new WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Oshaki Foster, giving him his prediction on the big game, and also looking tremendous, a unanimous decision win, handing Rey Vargas the first loss of his professional career. Thank you so much for joining us here from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Have a great night, everybody. Good night from San Antonio. We'll talk to you in a few weeks' time here on Showtime Championship Boxing. Compliments of Premier Boxing Champions and promoted by TGB Promotions.